So my name is Greg Bingham. I'm from Weston, Idaho. I farm we farm 1,000 acres. We milk 200 cows. So we have a dairy farm. And I came out to the class last year of Edwin's, and I bought a composter a year ago. I first started considering composting probably a couple years ago. I had purchased some chicken manure, into compost, and so I was somewhat familiar with a product that they produced, and I purchased it, and I saw some results, and so I thought, I have this own material myself, my dairy manure, and I had some straw and stuff that I could make compost, but I didn't know anything about the process. Edwin came out to a farm function, a local equipment dealer's function, and he put on a little clinic, just a class, maybe hour and a half, and just kind of gave a brief presentation on composting. And my brothers and I went, and it really sparked my interest enough so much that I decided to come out. Before I purchased this composting equipment, I thought, I better learn something about the whole composting thing, and see if this is something that we could really do for our farming operation. So that's when I decided to come out to the clinic that he put on. So the biggest decision for me, from Edwin's clinic there at Valley Implement, was, do I want to invest into this equipment? And so before I made that decision, I wanted to see exactly what this composting process was about, the time it took, the labor hours, everything that was involved in it. So that's when I signed up for the clinic, and I flew out from Idaho out here to Illinois, and I came to this 3-day clinic. So when I came out to the clinic, I really didn't know what to expect. I kind of expected, we'll just go over some composting principles, he'll show me how he does it. But I was really intrigued with his humus concept of making humus compost versus just regular compost. Before the class, before I even met Edwin, I thought compost was compost. You just turn some manure and voila, you have compost. So when I came out to the class, number one, I was learning about humus, making the humus product. There's a lot of detail to making great quality humus. So last spring when I came out, I tried to, of course, there's so much material that is presented in the class and that 3-day clinic. I tried to absorb it all. They give you a nice big binder with plenty of information in it. I took it home. Well, to say this, I did purchase the equipment while I was out here last year. When I got home, it took about a month for it to get delivered, set up, and everything. And so then we got going. And I was able to try at my attempts at making the humus quality compost. I went home and we put together some of the recipes that were developed. And I wanted to make the humus product. I was also composting just regular because I'm a dairy. I had straw and stuff that I couldn't make into a recipe because it's just straw and manure combined. So I was just making regular compost. But I wanted to totally try the humus product, and it did. It took a lot of work. You're out there, you're probing, you're taking temperatures, see how hot your row is getting. You're taking the CO2 levels daily. You're turning daily. You're adding water daily. Things that I'd learned, and I was surprised. I'm like, wow, this takes a lot of time. But I wanted to see if it worked because I was that impressed with what a good quality humus could do for my ground and my soil. And being an organic farmer, I wanted to add back to the soil. So last year, I felt we ended up with a good product. It looked like the sample that Edwin gave me at the class. And I took a sample and I was going to send it in to see if it was humus quality. But I had already added some sulfur product that I needed for my ground, and so Edwin said it would skew the results, so I couldn't send it in. But irregardless, it looked like a good quality product. So last fall, we went and we applied it to our alfalfa ground. We didn't have enough for our entire farm, but we put it just on a few fields of our alfalfa. So we've had 3 cuttings of hay this year, and we've been tracking the results, and we have a couple fields that have reached 6 ton per acre, and we have never reached 6 ton per acre. In 4 crops, the majority of the time we reach just over 5 ton an acre. And so the only difference being is we've applied the humus product to that hay ground, and in 3 crops we were able to reach the 6 ton. The other story I'd like to share with applying humus, I have just a small garden plot, and last fall I went and took a scoop of humus, and I went and kind of just put it on the garden spot and spread it around. I cultivated it in. This year we went and planted just our normal crops that we do. We put tomatoes, we put some potatoes, and peppers and things like that, squash. And I'm not kidding, last year we have the normal tomato plants, and they get up about thigh high, but just normal. This year it's just everywhere. I mean, we had tomato plants that were in the tomato cages, and it was tipping them over because of the volume of the plant. And we were just amazed. My neighbors come over and they're amazed at what our garden looks like. So to see that difference in my garden plot, it's amazing. Like I said, I don't know if this stuff last year that I produced was humus quality, but what it did for whatever quality it was, it did wonders for my garden and my alfalfa fields. Since I've been organic, which is, like I said, going on 11 years, we have never filled our 4 hay sheds with hay. This year, they are full, and I've already sold, and that's without, and I've sold approximately 100 ton of hay to a neighbor, and just to give you an example, that extra hay shed, I'll be able to sell $50,000 worth of extra hay, aside from the other stuff that I've already sold this year. And so, to me, seeing that results of what I put in, just in the humus, and I wish I could have raised more or produced more last year, to put on my corn crops, to put on my barley crops, because I would have just seen that much more of an increase. But to see the work that is involved in the humus production, but to see the end result, which is just going to make me a lot of money, and it's going to make my cows healthier because I'm producing a more nutritious plant. I think I'm seeing the very small results in year 1 already, and so I'm going to continue producing this because of the results that it's given. To say the least, this year I've started making the humus again. I've came out to the class as well because I wanted just to fine-tune some techniques and learn more, which I have. I've realized there's some things I was missing out, just stuff I'd forgotten from last year's class, and so I found it to be well worth the time and investment to come back here the second time.